Greetings, everybody. It's an honor to be here to introduce myself and this book called Analytical Reflection Through Presentation, Debate, and Model United Nations. So, my name is Sam. You can call me by my Vietnamese name, Quan, which is easier. And back then, 4 years ago, I made a presentation about black holes. Black holes, it sounds simple because like most people, even in my age, they know what black holes are, right? Like it sucks things in, it does like a bunch of things, and then blah blah blah, and all that stuff. And back then, 4 years ago, 4 to 5 people was doing the same thing as me, and I honestly don't want to be like those little dust down here. I want to shine. I want to redeem myself because I was living in a environment where it was really hard for me to stick my head up and actually talk to people because of the insurmountable pressure that I get from being compared by this gifted weird kid from out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden I feel so inferior to him, to that guy, to that girl. I don't know when did my parents start comparing me so that they can feel my growth, because they think that, they expect that through comparing with those dust flying around and me being at the ground, they thought that I would also be able to fly and fly high and be able to do a ton of great things, to be able to achieve great achievements. So this was my only chance to redeem myself. So what did I write about? What was my presentation? Well, I think this book holds the answer to that. This book will hold the answer to what I wrote about, to what I did my presentation about. Because I did not just do the same route as everybody. I didn't just follow the same path that people have carved. I carved my own path. I take a different detour. Instead of focusing and tackling the problem head on, I take a different path. I didn't just take a different path, but actually carved my own path, so that I could stand out, so that I could be unique, so I could be special. So that's how I actually win the special prize. I'm not here to glaze myself, but that's actually like how I feel when I reflecting myself. And so I was only 14 years old back then, and doing this topic about black holes was really difficult. And when I was being trained by teachers, they all give me like equations, mathematical equations, or scientific topics or related themes so that I could talk about. But I just don't want to go that same route, because there will be people who will be led by the same teacher. So how can I be different? The keyword here is different, because how to become special isn't just about like following the same path. It's not about taking a different path. Also, it's about carving your own path, carving the way that you want to walk on, not just following people's direction and expecting a good result. And so what I wrote in here is that I will analyze the way I think, the way I made this presentation, to make it so that it become the best one that, from my experience, should be the best one. Although there will be flaws and errors in my latest book, but I will be hopefully fixing that in the near future. However, this book is what I would describe as what once felt insurmountable wasn't a wall. It was just a mirror for me to reflect myself in this book. All I did was like write and reflect, write and reflect, write and reflect. All I was doing in here was just as simple as that. But I can hopefully guarantee everyone here is that this book will definitely bring lots of benefits to everyone here when they buy and read the book, because that not only will you know my personal story and how I thrive to be a person that I should be, but you will also know how I design my presentation and how you should think in a way that would make you become a better person. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. If you could dream big, what would you like to do in the future?
So there was like a reel that I watched from Facebook, and I think you kind of like ask the almost the same question, but like in the reel they actually put in like a twist. So like the question was, how big would your dream be if you know the possibility of failure is zero, and so the only thing that is stopping me from achieving my dream right now is definitely my mindset. And if I wanted to dream big, I could, but I would be sleeping all day. But if I could do something that I really want to do, that I fancy to do, is definitely to do more debates, as simple as to do more debates, to do more presentation, because my habit was to argue with my parents or argue with my friends all day long, because like I like to argue a lot and bring up tons of arguments that sounds really weird but works. So my biggest dream would be definitely to either become like a debate judger or maybe like a presentation kind of like a guy who like would judge presentation, because I like to hear different views, to listen to a ton of different perspectives from different candidates, from different people, and hopefully acquire more knowledge to the ultimate goal of the betterment of myself. Thank you.